Hello, it's Dr. Tirrell. I just want to briefly walk through completing your experience essay reflection document because that's something we didn't really get a chance to talk about too much in class. So here on the schedule, we know our experience essay final version is due by midnight on the 15th. Then before class on the 20th, we have the experience essay reflection document. If I click on that, it's essentially the counterpart to the intention document, which we did near the beginning of the semester. So you can see you've got your name here, and then there's 6 questions in 2 categories. We've got a process category where we have a question about time use. Please discuss the stages in your composition. Do not just replicate calendar dates, and how you managed your time. Essentially I don't need calendar dates, but I'd like to know how your process unfolded, if there were times you couldn't work on it, if everything was crunched together. It helps you identify your workflow, and it also helps me figure out how to manage that as well. Research, please identify and discuss any resources that you consulted during the course of this project. Be specific. So now some of the things we all read together, you don't really need to add that, but I do use this if people are consulting other sources that turn out to be helpful. It does help me understand what other resources are out there. And then revision, please identify one specific way that you revise the document based on peer or instructor feedback. So one specific way that you changed things at some point during your process. And then the big 3 of personal reflection: what went right, what went wrong, and lessons learned. So that's discuss what was successful in your essay experience and why it was successful. Discuss what in your essay experience could have been better. Explain why it was problematic. And then lastly, lessons learned. Discuss something that you learned from this experience that you can apply in the future. What are you going to be sure to do, or what are you going to be sure to avoid? You can make this response, very narrowly focused. So if you learned something about producing this kind of essay or something, or more broad, you learned something about your workflow, or asking particular questions of the instructor, or going to the writing lab or something like that. However broad or specific you want to sort of scale this, you can do that. These questions, they're always better when you give me concrete specifics when you say things. I mean, when you say, research, if you just put, well, I looked around online, that's not helpful at all. Tell me what you actually saw. Give me things that I can then follow up on. So in all of these, be as concrete and precise as possible. Even if you're talking about at a larger scale here on lessons learned, that doesn't influence specificity. Be specific about what you've picked up, concretely, what you're going to do or avoid or whatever. So that's the gist of this. It's kind of on par with the intention document. So each one should be, paragraph or so. You just answer them thoroughly, as it says. Respond to all prompts thoroughly. I'm not really looking for particular word count or something like that. I just want to know more about your process. So just respond thoroughly. Don't just dismiss them, and it should be fine. So once you submit those, it'll let you know that your response has been recorded, and that's really all you have to do for that assignment. You do want to look through the analysis essay information. That's our next essay there before class on the 20th. Okay, that's the gist of that. If you have any questions, you can shoot me an email or come to office hours. Otherwise, I will see you then. Bye.